is light weights.
Okay.
Or heavier weights, whatever kind of weights you like to use. And I think we're going to actually do hamstring stuff too. But we'll get down there in a minute. Okay, I'm going to mute you. All right. So let's start. Let's just start standing. We're actually going to do the lymph flush. I feel like that is such an important thing. And I'm going to take off this sweatshirt. Take a second just to arrive in your body in this moment. Maybe just shake things out for a second. Feel yourself in your physical body, tuning into sensation in your body, and then inhale, reach out and up, and exhale, arms out, just gonna shut a door. Inhale, open, chest, lungs, and heart opening, and exhale, soften and release. And 2 more, inhale, open, lift, and exhale, radiating out. Last one, inhale up. This time, taking your hands, interlacing your fingers, pressing up, circling over your head. So it's funny. I was taking a class the other day and the guy's like, let's do a fascia warm up. So it's always interesting for me to see what people think a fascia warm up is. And I have to say it was pretty good, very 3-dimensional, change direction. So when we are thinking about warming up the fascia, we do want to think about getting like spiraling in, mobilizing and moving like our whole body. We're one whole tense gritty system. All right, so let's go with head tail on this. You're just going to shift your head and tail to one side and then head and tail to the other side. So it's like arms, head, tail, arms, head, tail. Feeling that stretch inside. We're not necessarily going to our biggest stretch. We're just mobilizing our body. So if we think of this, of the fascia as like a really 3-dimensional matrix that's holding the form of our body, along with our bones and our skin, which are both also connective tissues. So fascia is a connective tissue, but not all connective tissue is fascia. Shake it out, let it go, and let's get into the lymph. So rubbing your hands together, just getting energy in between your hands, right hand to the upper left quadrant, right under your collarbone or above and below your collarbone. Just giving that some movement. And if you move your head at the same time so that you're getting movement from inside your body moving and movement from outside going in, then we're really sandwiching the movement into that area. And this up here, this subclavian under your clavicle is where the biggest lymph gateway back into the blood system is. All right, so other side. And so we want to make sure that that part is really clear. So stuff, it's like we're opening the doors so that everything can come in from far away, from the periphery. Again, letting your body move, taking in your environment. And then around the angle of the jaw. So I was listening to a recent Andrew Huberman AMA, Ask Me Anything, and somebody asked him about eye health. How do you keep your eyes healthy? And one of the big things is to look far away, right? And also, we were so in our phones and in our devices and on screens, so close to our faces that we're not getting so much of that distance looking. So I'm using both fingers, both sides, fingers around the edge of my jaw, around the angle of the jaw, and just kind of getting in there under that edge. You can relax your tongue. Particularly getting morning light in your eyes is really important. So going out for a walk, spending time outside where you can really look long distances. And if you live in a city, you can look up at the sky. So I'm going to add one more thing to that eye thing, what Huberman was saying is that turning our head, right? When we turn our head, the optic nerve is coming from our eyes down into this occipital area and comes back up into our brain. When we turn our head, we're getting more movement there, and also having our eyes move in different ways, seeing different things. So we want to think of this whole system as being really interrelated. And the more that we go out, come in with our eyes, seeing far away, turning our head, looking around, that is also giving the information to our nervous system that we're safe, right? Our primitive brain. Hands, right hand to my left armpit pec, like kind of sandwiching in there. And that is how, like, we know that we're safe. We look around, we see that nothing is about to jump on us, and our nervous system can down-regulate a little bit. We're going to get to the weights in a minute, but first let's get this body into healthy action, right? Healthy operating. So I switched it to the other side. And again, you can move so that you're getting in there, right? Clearing that up. Next place, we're just going to do this little xiphoid process. And just so right at the bottom of your ribs is a little ridge along your ribs. Just pull along that ridge. So that's your xiphoid process down under the ridge of your ribs. And you're just kind of digging your fingers in there. You can breathe into that. And we could imagine that what we're doing is kind of moving our liver, our spleen, just giving them a little bit of space. And then we're also touching into the edges of our diaphragm, right? Just touching in underneath the diaphragm, like this jellyfish shape, wet jellyfish. Hey, Susan, I'm going to mute you just because it is not, I might, just so you don't get the video. Okay, next place, middle of between your xiphoid process and your belly button, right in the middle, getting in there. Just clearing up and letting your body move a little bit. We're going to do light weights, just letting you know. And then coming down into inguinal fold right here, just above that fold of your thigh, between your hip bone and your pubic bone, kind of getting in there. And then taking it behind the eye of the knee. So right back here, right in the fold of your knee. And I'm using my fingers like this and making a circular motion. You can do it in a different way. And then release that, shake it out. And let's go to our spirals. So twisting, looking around behind you, using your breath in any way that makes sense to you right now in your movement. And then we're going to do one more thing before we go to our weights. And that is we are going to bend your knees and send a wave of movement from the floor up through your body to your head. So you're sending this ripple, undulating through your body, bending your knees, hips, rib cage, head, and neck. Doing the wave with your body. Then we're going to change it. It's going to be head down to your legs. So your head's going to go forward, however it works for you. Like it's going to be big, small, whatever's happening is fine. Just developing this pattern of movement. If you think of like a mermaid swimming, as one does, right? They're probably going to be doing that. All right, and then we're going to do it sideways. Head, head. Letting your head really go off vertical. So we have a natural writing response that wants our head to be upright all the time. Let that go and just let your head get into the movement. So we're rippling through our spine from our head to our tail with a weight shift. Excellent, excellent. So let's grab weights. So I'm going to use what am I going to use? I'm going to use 2 sets of 3-pound weights. So I'm actually going with 6 pounds. You can use 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 2 cans, whatever you want. 1 can, 2 cans, 2 cans, 2 bottles, anything you want. We're going to go parallel, feet together, and just bending your knees and then coming up, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 10. And then you're going to press up, and you're going to press up on your feet too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see that I've got like the 6, what's it called? The Dutch angle on my 7 screen. 8, 9, 10. Good. Getting that warmth into your body of just having added weight, right? Like working a little bit more. And let's do it with we're going to go into a second position. So your heels are slightly wider than your shoulders, and we're going to go knees over the toes for 10. Just going 1. Can be very shallow. 2, 3, like me. 4, just kidding. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pressing up. You can bring your legs a little closer together if you need to. Feeling your rotator. So you're going to squeeze. Squeezing your butt is such a bad way of saying it because it's much more than that. You're thinking of externally rotating. So your hips are working, your butt. There's even a lateral hamstring that does this external rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo, 6. Hands just slightly in front of you. 7. Look straight forward. 8, 9, 10. Got stuck up there for a second. Stick out your butt, knees wide, open it up, flies. 1, 2, trying to get yourself forward so you're working your back. 3, so you're in a bit of a fold, arching your back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And come in, circling one shoulder and then the other. Really let them lift up. So we're not trying to make a small circle, we're trying to make a big circle, shoulder to your ear, and then moving through the space. And then change direction. Get those lungs moving, breathing, diaphragm moving. Good, and then just hold on to your weights. Turn your head one way and the other. Feel into your breath. And then we're just gonna roll just partway down. You're gonna release your head, roll down, bend your knees, just like a quarter of the way, and then roll it back up, open, lift your chest and draw your shoulders back. Come up over the top, soften, round your spine, bend your knees, little forward curl, and then roll up. Externally rotate your arms, open your chest. Internally rotate your arms as you drop your head, slow roll, just part way down. You're still very vertical. Up, externally rotate, open chest and lungs. Exhale, hollow. You could do this with no weights also. Inhale, open. Exhale. So when we add the weight, we're just increasing, we're working with more bone density, right? We're going to develop more bone density by adding weight because we're requiring more of the bones. And we want that to be like pulling out of the bones, like the weight is pulling down. But if my arms are over my head, the weight's pushing down, right? So we have these different forces happening on the tissue and on the bones. Internally rotate, externally rotate. So this spiraling, this internal rotation and external rotation is also requiring more from the fascia, more from the tissue, right? Use your breath. 2 more. Last one. And that's also going to be going into our, not just our, it'll go into the joints as well, right? It'll be hydrating the joints and all the little tissues in there. Hold on, how are we going to do this? I have to think about this. Let go of your weights for a second. Just shake everything out. We're going to pick them back up and do one more thing. You just have to remember how to do it. How does it go? Okay, so you're going to have your hands down, facing down. I have my light weights now. I've dropped the second set, so I'm going light. Open it out, bring it in, flip it over and down. Up, rotate, open, closed, rotate, down. Lift, rotate, open, close, rotate, down, up. Turn it out. Elbows are into your sides. Up, rotate, open, close, bring it in. Down, up, rotate, open, close, in, down, up, spiral. So anytime we're doing that spiraling, we're requiring more of the tissue, right? It's doing that. It's like the towel. Oh, we're twisting it now. It does something different. It's going to be more than if we just stay in the same place, because we could just come up, open, and not do that rotation. Try it both ways, right? You can try it coming up. Probably aren't going to go very far with the hands down, but just feel the difference of what's happening. This is the best way to learn about movement, is to try different things. All right, let's get rid of the weights and come down onto the floor. I actually want to sit on a block. My block has been badly abused by Squeaky Deeks. I don't know why he loves it so much. And he's such a spoiled little cat. He pretty much gets what he wants. Who did that? You know, everyone's just a little bit special. And in the cat situation, I got two very special cats. Both Peapod and Squeaky Deek are, they just don't follow the same rules as everybody else. All right, let's come onto our butts on the block. Feet are open wide, so you're in like a tripod position with your feet and your butt being the bottom of the tripod. Right, we're kind of in a tetrahedron, like almost a tetrahedron shape. If we put strings around the outside of this, I don't know why I'm saying that. Just thinking platonic solids. From here, you're going to exhale. I'm going to flex my feet. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, arch and open. Exhale. If you don't have a block to sit on, you know, a folded up towel or two also works really well. Internal rotation, external rotation. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Then feet on the floor. Let's take it to the side. One side, opening up, and then over to the other side. I mean, we could say that we're doing any movement, but particularly like large range of motion movement is going to be, you know, working your fascia, but everything's going to be working your fascia. But if we think really of like from our sit bone through the whole body to the fingertips, it's really getting in there. And we're going to take this a little bit differently as we go to the side. So you're going to round forward and then inhale, arch and open. Exhale down towards the floor. Inhale, arm, lungs, heart opening. Exhale, down. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Inhale, open. Take it deeper to that side and then open it up and over to the other side. Exhale, slightly forward. Inhale, arch, ribcage, lungs, and heart. Feeling those fingertips at the end of the line, really connected, right? So we have awareness in our hands, energetic relationship from our core to the distal edge of our body, from our center to our fingers, from our heart to our fingertips, from our lungs to our arms, our branches. And then take it down that side again, deeper, sitting up tall, spiraling. Let's just arch and curl here a few times. Letting your breath do whatever you want to do. So I am spiraling and arching. I'm actually inhaling open as I spiral and twist, and then exhaling as I come back. Both ways are acceptable. And take it around to the other side, same thing. Arching and opening, exhale, hollow and curl. So we're having spinal mobility, we're getting this twist, rib cage, lungs, and heart, integrating into the movements. And then we're going to take it down the middle. Just take it forward and free up your spine. I'm actually going to straighten out my legs. You could do it with bent knees, it doesn't matter. Rippling from your pelvis through the rib cage, through the neck to the head. So spinal movement. And then coming in, and let's do one last thing. So this time you're just going to arch and lift and exhale, hollow and curl. Let's flex the feet on the arch and then push down, thinking of doming up your feet on the curl. Flexing, doming the feet means you're kind of picking up your instep, if possible. Flex, dome, flex, dome. Last one, arch and curl. So that was a lot of mobility in our spines, and also with that relationship of our arms into our body. Let's take it all the way down to the floor. And you're going to just go with a knee drop from side to side. So let yourself come in for a landing. Feel the floor supporting your body and then dropping from side to side. So sometimes we feel like the floor is really hard and it's poking us and it's like, oh, it's hard for our body to settle into the floor. Imagine that your body is just yielding like water into the floor so that whatever sort of holding patterns are there, you can soften them a little bit. So what's a holding pattern? It's how our body has learned to operate in the world. So it's like maybe a tension pattern, maybe a fascia pattern. Often they're interrelated, like the fascia is holding our tension patterns. Our nervous system is routed out through our fascia, and it might be going, oh, I need to contract a little bit more, or, oh, I can really let go. All right, let's cross it all the way over. One of my friends was like, well, how is the nervous system routed through your fascia? I'm like, if you think of your fascia as this very three-dimensional organ of form, like if you imagine, like, you know, you see the image of a human body and then like kind of fill that in with structures that are holding the shape. That is your fascia. And so it's interwoven in all of your muscles, your organs. It's the casings of everything. If you look at a piece of chicken that's still not cooked, all the white kind of fibrous stuff, that is the fascia. Even the little tiny sort of fascicles that are holding each little muscle fiber, that is fascia. And because it's the organ of form, our nervous system has to move through it, right? Fascia is everywhere. There's no way for our nervous system to route out without going through the fascia. All right, let's press it up. And so another person, circles with your pelvis, was asking me, how do you know all this stuff? People talk about this and a lot of people are full of shit. And I'm like, well, I studied movement analysis, I've studied anatomy, and I studied connective tissue therapy right after studying movement analysis. And that is, dealing with the fascia. Circle the other way. I've also done cadaver dissections with Gil Headley and been following him for years. So it's because it's my special interest, what is going on in there? Let's bring it in, lift as high as you can. You're going to take a deep breath in. Let your ribs come towards your chest. Soften, exhale a little bit out. And then slowly roll it down through your spine, keeping that exhaled breath. Once you hit the bottom, relax into the floor and let your breath fill back up. This exercise I learned from Leslie Kaminoff of the Breathing Project. Lift as high as you can. I also listen to Andrew Huberman all the time. Like, I spend my time learning. So this is how whatever's coming out of my mouth is usually science-based and coming from somebody, or it's my direct experience. Press up again, deep breath in. Let your chest come up towards your chin, so you're lifting up here. Exhale 3/4 of the way out. Hold that exhale, roll it down. Vertebra by vertebra. Relax into the bottom. And then inhale, open it up. Just take a couple of resting breaths there. We'll do it one more time. Yeah, I just did this workshop with Leslie Kaminoff out in Berkeley. So last time, come up in any way that feels good to come up. Take a deep breath in. Chest comes up towards your chin. Keep that lift as you exhale out. 3/4 of your breath, roughly. Roll it down through your spine, vertebra by vertebra. If you roll down on that exhaled breath, you're going to feel a different sensation in your body. Then allow the breath just to fill back up whenever you're ready. All right. And so what is this doing for us? This is giving our diaphragm the chance to have some more deeper expression and its own little sort of stretch in there. But it's also our breath and the relationship between our organs is like this shape-shifting maneuver, right? The breath is massaging out the organs. And when we do that breath, when we roll down the exhale, it's like, oh, we get this different chance to move around in there and then fill back up again. Let's take our hands on our knees and make big circles. And because we're often not operating on a more subtle level with our body, sometimes it's hard to feel these things, change direction. So it might be like, well, I don't feel anything. It's like, well, we've pretty much battened down the hatches so that we don't feel things most of the time in our body, right? So, well, that's the great big general statement. It's not true for everyone. Take a happy baby, stretch around, wiggle out, massage out your back. Yeah, our relationship to the planet, the gravitational pull of the earth helps our organs of form, our fascia, but also our connective tissues, our blood and our bones. Circles with your feet. It helps them be at the right density for us to be on the planet, change direction. Like astronauts go out into outer space and they lose bone density, they lose density in their fascia, and they lose density in their blood. Let it go, bring it in. And the first thing when they come back, of course, is the fluid. The blood density comes back when astronauts return to the gravitational pull of the Earth, one leg and then the other. Taking your time, give yourself a stretch there, or go faster if you want, really up to you. Find a breathing pattern. Yeah, so astronauts come back down to the planet. Blood density comes back to what it was before. Fascia resilience takes a little bit longer, starts to come back. And the bone density is never going to come back to what it was. Well, it's most likely. I hate to say never, but usually if you've been out there in space for a while, because of that lightness, even if they're exercising in space, it's not the same as living on this planet. We were made to live on this planet. Let's free up the spine, head, tail. Thriving is part of being here in this world. So let's keep it clean and good air and water, right? We are intimately connected with the air of the world going into our lungs, with the air that everyone else is breathing, with the water in our body. Let's just stretch it all out, reach really long. On the exhale, you're going to pull into a ball and then open it wide, pull into a ball, stretch it long along the floor, reach it out, exhale, closed, inhale, open, exhale, closed, slide it out, exhale, closed, inhale, open. I'm flexing my feet on those, exhale, close, inhale, open, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and come in and feet on the floor. Let's press back up. Interlace your hands behind your butt, walk your shoulders close together, and then inhale, knees open wide, and exhale, knees closed. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Into center, tippy toes up and down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Pushing into the ball of your feet, lower, up, down, up, down, and one more, up, and release, open, take it all the way down, and draw your knees into your chest. So also when people don't get enough food, or if they have anorexia, like that's, and your body's not getting enough calories to feed itself, it will start to leach or get the calories from your body. So a lot of times if people have had anorexia, they're going to have a less bone density, right? It's hard to get that back if a body's been starved. And also with women as they age with osteoporosis, like we want to make sure that we're getting the right food. Oh, one of my earbuds is going to die. All right, let's roll back and forth, rolling through your spine. And then coming up. And we're going to come onto all fours and make circles with your hips down towards the floor and then reaching back. I just need to plug in my one headphone that is about to die. Circles. And change direction, go the other way. Letting your body take on sort of a push-pull as you push away, as you pull towards. And then come in. Let's go opposite arm to leg. You're going to reach on the diagonal, reach up, take it to the diagonal, bring it in. See if you can lift it a little higher, lower down. Up, diagonal, bring it in, lift it higher, lower down. Up, diagonal, back to center, lift and lower. Up, diagonal, back to center, lift and lower. Up, diagonal, center, lift and lower. Up, diagonal, center, lift and lower. One more time each side. Up, diagonal, center, lift, lower. Last one. Up, diagonal, center, lift. Take it down. Forearms, curl your toes under, arch, and then tops of the feet to the floor, push and curl. Curl your toes under in the arch, hollow, and curl. I'm gonna lift up. So I'm gonna go into the arch and just pick up my knees, take it down, going into the curl. I'm also gonna lift up there. You can lift up or not lift up to you. Really feel into your body with what feels good in the movement. Good. Let that go. Let's do one big backstroke here. So you're going to circle one arm up and back and down, and then the other one, swimming through the space. Feeling into the back space with that arm. Nice gradated rotation through your rotator cuff. That means your humerus, your arm bone is nestling into your shoulder joint in a nice way. Let's open the hands wide, circles with the chest and heart. And then the other way. And then come in and let's open up. Actually, yeah, let's open up into a straddle. Opening up into a straddle. You're going to flex and arch and then point and curl. Inhale, arch and open. Exhale, hollow and curl. Arch, open, hollow and curl. One more. Arch and open and hollow and curl. Arms out, hands behind your head. You're going to take it down, reach through the arms and open it up, fold it in. Take it down, reach it out, open it up, fold it in. Elbow towards the floor. Lengthen, open, fold it in. Down, reach it out, open, fold it in. Down, reach it out, open, fold it in, take it down, lengthen, open, in, down, lengthen, open, fold, last one, down, and lengthen, and open, and bring it in, circles with your torso. Big breathing, taking in the nourishment of the air, change direction. So our lymphatic system, we did that lymph flush in the beginning, is a big detoxifier of our body, but our breath is the biggest detoxifier of our body, right? We inhale oxygen, we exhale carbon dioxide. That is getting rid of waste, right? What we're exhaling out, what we don't need. So biggest, smallest, like whenever people go with percentages on a body level, I'm always kind of like, really, everyone's a little bit different, but I kind of feel like that's true. Let's take it into we're going to do a sort of mobility thing. So you're going to come onto one side, both knees are bent, lift up, reach the leg out, fold it back down onto your butt, pick up your legs, circle them around the other side, both knees are bent, reach it up, top arm and leg stretch, fold it in onto your butt, circle the legs around. The slower you go, the harder it is. Up, see if you can take this back into the back space, fold it in and come down. If you throw them around, it's a lot easier. Reach and fold it in, throw them around. My snakeskin trousers are really sticking on this mat. This is way easier actually on like a floor, but we're just going to work with things as it is. Reaching it back, fold it in, swing it around onto the other butt. You may notice that this is massaging through your butt as you roll from side to side. That might actually be painful. If you need to make it easier, just walk it from side to side, right? So, and you can also just lift up here. So here's a slightly easier version. Just shift it in any way, or go for the big circle around. Reach it out. Big circle around. Reach it out. Good. That's enough of those. Yeah, so when we're working with mobility, it's like it's whole chains of movement that go together. And ultimately, being able to move easily and well, going to be skill to have, especially as we get older. Like the fact that we aren't, like when we're moving well, there's efficiency, there's flow. It's not, So like how we get from one thing to another is actually kind of important for that. All right, let's take it down. Hold on. Yeah, let's take it down onto our sides. And we're going to take this top leg, bring it forward, bring it up, and then down. You can bend the bottom leg to make this easier. So top leg forward, up, and down, and back. Forward, up, circling in that hip socket, right? Ball and socket joint, loves round movement. We usually do these circles on our backs when we're using our whole leg, but this is nice to try it in this way as well. You can actively point your foot, really lengthening your leg. You can relax your foot, and you could also try flexing your foot. Feeling how each one of those is slightly different. Good, let's change direction. It's going to go slightly back, come up and in. It helps if you turn the leg out. So as it's going back, I'm rotating out. And it might be easier for you to do this with a slightly bent knee. So here's another version, especially this one coming forward. Good. Shake it out. Let's cross that over the other knee onto your back, and you're just going to let your legs fall from one side to the other, allowing this to massage through your hips and lower back, spiraling in your body, using your breath. Good. And then shake it out, shake it out. Come up, flipping it over to the other side. So taking it down, bottom knee is going to be bent. Top leg is coming up and forward, in and down. Yeah, I'm going to go mostly with a straight leg and pointed toes. If you need to bend your knee, that is also fine. Really, what we're trying to just do is get that relationship of the leg into your torso and of the femur head into the hip socket to really hydrate, right? So that there is health in that whole top knob of your femur head. I'm going to try it with a flexed foot, probably with a tippy toe position as well. And when you're ready, change direction, back and up. Wait, did I go both ways? I don't even, I've lost myself. Yeah. Somehow this leg is much happier doing this movement, so it doesn't feel so different. Yeah, I think I may have actually started with the reverse on this side. So even yourself out, notice my imperfections and forgive them. As you forgive the imperfections in yourself, roll it onto your back, cross your ankle over your knee, and just roll it from side to side. I remember like when I was in my 20s and my teens, and I would take movement classes, particularly ballet classes, from my teacher, and then she would give an exercise and then she'd change it like by accident as she did it, like as we worked through it. And I was like, it drove me crazy. And now I do that all the time. So whatever you're struggling against, whatever perfectionism is in there, let it go. It's a lot more pleasant in the world if we're not gripping onto that need for everything to be so perfect and judging everybody for the lack of perfection. All right, legs up, shake, shake, shake. Just hit out the back of your calves. Give them a bang from right from your Achilles, right by your heel, up the middle of the back of your calf to your knee. Gentle, you can come up the outside of that as well, and then the inside. Good, and then let's roll back and forth one more time, rolling through your spine. If you want to hang out in the plow, go for it. And let's do the last thing, coming onto our stomachs on the mat. Last couple of things, last position. Onto our, let's just come into a Sphinx position. Curl your toes under. You're just going to press your pelvis up and then drop it down. And pelvis comes up, push into your arms, drop it down, let your body arch, pelvis up. Drop it down, this time tops of the feet to the floor. Come up a little higher, elbows down, curl your toes under, lift up. Lower down, toes under, arch up. Lower down, picking yourself up, lowering, lift. Good. And relax all the way into the floor. Shake it out. Wag your tail. Free up your head and neck. Bend your knees. Massage out the tops of your quads. And then we're going to bend one knee, grab on, draw your heel in towards your butt, stretching your quad, pubic bone into the mat. If you can't reach, this is where you could use a strap or even just pull on your sock. I used to take Dharma Mitra's class in the city, and he always had people pulling on their socks. In and out. And then release it. Actually, let's take it up. Take it up into a half bow. Radiate out. Long body lifting. And release it down. Switch it to the other side. Quad stretch to start. Heel into your butt. And then kick it up. Reach it out, half bow. Open and lift. Breathe. And release it down. Hands next to your chest. Arch all the way up. Look up. Round your spine. Take it back into a child's pose. Big deep breaths into your lower back. Or adjust the child's pose. If you can't be in the deep folds in your knees, don't do it. I feel like I'm finally to the place where I can, but I just don't want to poke the bear. I don't want to push it. And then you're going to come up onto all fours, curl your toes under, take your butt up to the ceiling, downward dog for a second, bend one knee and then the other. You can look under your armpit. Breathe. Walk your feet in, cross one foot over the other and hang out there. Let your head hang down. If you're tighter, you can always put a block in front of you. And then unscramble, switch it so the other foot's in front, hang down. Feel your feet connecting to the ground. Come back in. You can bend your knees or keep them straight. Open a little wider. Shake your head no. Nod yes. Free up your spine. And then change from one side to the other. Bending one knee, bending the other. Big weight shift. Let it ripple through your spine. Hang down. Letting go. Close your eyes. Let your little eye bubbles get soft and easy. And come in, roll it up. Bubble would imply that they're empty, right? A bubble is empty, full of air. That's why I guess an eyeball is a better, better term than your eye bubble. Inhale, open and lift. Shake it out. Let it go. Relax your face. Relax your tongue. Relax your throat. Inhale, open. And exhale, shake it out, shake it out. And one more. Fill it up and let it go. Breathe into it, soften and melt. Easy body. So if you made it this far, viewers in TV land, bravo. And I am going to close the live stream. So thank you for showing up. Like, subscribe, send it to your family.